Welcome to I Said What I Said. I'm Brad Wakai. That's Tyson Gentri. Second major of the year, PGA Championship. They moved it in 2019. Tyson, I'll break it down. We're at Quail Hollow. A lot of interesting course history. We're going to talk about kind of how we're attacking things to start. Then we'll give out our bets here in a little bit. Tyson, are you excited about this one? I know we were both pumped about the Masters. Do you have the same fervor for the PGA Championship?
I think so. I mean, I think the PGA is probably the one I get up for the least out of all the majors, but it's still like as its championship. Like it's huge in the sport of golf. I think the PGA is in my mind at least, might be the redheaded stepchild of the majors, but that doesn't mean it's not, a super significant tournament. This one is funny because what are your thoughts on having a major championship at a course these guys all know very well and play all the time?
I do think it's interesting, right? Like, so they were here in 2017. Justin Thomas won that one, and we'll kind of dive into a little bit on that. And then they played the President's Cup here in 2022. So I mean, this is super familiar for a lot of people, like you said. Tyson, I'm two ways here. Either that's going to create an absolutely electric event and an electric finish because, everybody's familiar, or it's going to be like, oh, the cream's going to rise to the crop, which is kind of what I'm thinking here. And it's going to be, the big boys are playing, which can both be entertaining in its own right.
I think that's better. I mean, to me, it might almost set up a little bit where some of these guys at the very bottom of these boards here on the betting websites that you're not thinking about playing. It's like, well, how'd they do here in 2017? Because if the cream rises to the top, that's ideal for professional golf. That's ideal for us watching. But at the end of the day, like it's probably not going to live up to what the Masters was, and that's okay. This is still a massive tournament Look, they can call it boring and all this stuff. Compared to my local muni, it's a great course to watch a tournament at.
So Quail Hollow, what are we talking about here? They are lengthening this course, Tyson. It's going to play 76-26. So they're increasing it 68. That's where it was in 2024. Kind of majorifying it a little bit. It's a long par 71. So think about that. It's a par 71 that's 76-26, lengthened out. Major Championship 5 with longer rough. So you're going to get in a little bit more trouble. Some boots on the ground people that I've been listening to saying like it's in great condition. They've been prepping for this point, and this thing is ready to rock. So what are we talking about here? This is a Fazio design. It was a redesign actually in 2016. The original designer, 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐷, and then got a few holes with water on it, Tyson, 7 of them. 61 sand bunkers, not a ton. This is Bermuda grass, so that's something to note here.
Sand burns.
And I think, Tyson, I said it, when I was going through here, to me, this feels like a big boy tournament. And the reason for that is since they moved the PGA Championship to May in 2019, these have been the winners. If I could pull this thing up here. Justin Thomas, this is who won here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the major winners. So I just lost that. Now this is just terrible podcasting here, but I had it before and now I don't see it for some reason. Oh, here we go. Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka. It was in 2018. Brooks Koepka again in 2019. So that's the changing point here. In 2019, Brooks Koepka won. Collin Morikawa in the COVID year in 2020. Then you had Phil Mickelson creating history in 2021. Justin Thomas winning in 2022. Brooks Koepka again 2023. Then Xander Schauffele last year in 2024. So big names, right? Now the Phil was the outlier because it was 2021 and he was older, but he's had good course history, good major experience. And so it wasn't necessarily that shocking, I think, when you kind of watch that week back, like, oh, Phil's just cranking the drive and he's making putts. And that's kind of how you have to win here. Who have won here since the redesign? Justin Thomas 2017 when it was the major, Jason Day, Max Homa, Rory McIlroy, Wyndham Clark, then Rory. So you got some names there and some big names. So that's why I'm kind of looking at the top of the board, Tyson. I think you kind of are too, but if you want to explain a little bit about kind of how you went into this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a course that people know, and it's nice to have data on guys that have played well at a course like this, in a tournament like this. I mean, it's the same thing we do with a lot of majors where it's like, okay, figure out who's got the tee to green numbers and some of these other things, these stroke gain numbers with the putter and all of these things, how that's going to fare at this tournament. But when you go into big boy tournaments, when you go into majors, it's nice to have guys that have done it before, and that's why they're at the top of the board. I don't have Jason Day on my ticket, and now I'm starting to kick myself because he's also a PGA Tour winner. Remember when Aaron Hills, it was like nobody's ever going to come out here and put up a number, and he just goes 10 under, wins the whole thing back in 2015, playing good golf now. Now I might have to add it.
I was thinking about that too, man. I was looking at that. Although I think he's got a neck thing. Like he hurt his neck again.
It's hard to know what's going on with him a lot of the time.
It is. Okay, so that's kind of our preamble. And if you want to do some digging in on your own, folks, like go ahead and do that. Let's get into our picks and the reasoning for it here. So, there's a second here. Okay. This is what we got going on. If you're watching on YouTube, you can follow along with the visual. And if you're listening on podcast form, we'll explain it best we can. So Tyson and I are both doing this thing, and you see Bryson's special for plus 700 on DraftKings. So what that is, that's the winner without market. We're going to take Bryson to win without Rory, without Scotty. Normally the outright right now is around plus 950 for the best odds. So you just take the two best guys, two guys who are going to have the most win equity here. And we're going to take Bryson. So if he finishes third and he finishes behind Rory and Scotty, you still cash this ticket. So both Tyson and I are on that. I'll go into my next one with Xander Schauffele plus 2,200. I got that on FanDuel. Didn't quite have the major tournament that we thought at the Masters. Now, I thought he played pretty well. He's the defending champion for the PGA Championship. Does that take something out of him? Plus, he was coming off the rib injury. But with that said, I do think he's starting to play a little bit better here. He's going to play at big, rises to the occasion of big tournaments. I know people, if I said that a few years ago, you'd be laughed at, but he's always been close, just hasn't been able to finish. Xander Schauffele right now, to me, is, Rory, Bryson, Scotty are in their own tier, and then probably Xander Schauffele is leading the next one. So I'm going to take a shot on him at plus 2,200. And then I'm going to roll the dice here, Ludwig Aubert at plus 2,800 on DraftKings. A lot of people aren't that positive on him. He made a run at the Masters, didn't quite get there. He hasn't played great since. But I think Aubert, because he's got the distance, good putter, going back to Bermuda, I'm going to take a shot on Ludwig to win his first major here. We know that PGA Championships have been able to give that in the past. So let's go with Ludwig.
They've been kind. If Xander shows up and shoots 21 under again, I'm going to lose it. I'm going with the Bryson special. Two reasons. One, like Bryson's playing excellent right now. He's 10.9 strokes gained tee to green in his last two PGA championship events, and he's 13.8 strokes gained putting at Quail Hollow the last two times he's played here. That sets up pretty good. And then I also don't have to worry about not having a Rory McIlroy winner ticket here, because if Bryson could just take second or third behind Scotty, then we're okay, because we know it's Quail Hollow. This is, of course, Rory dominates. Rory got, the valve is let loose, all the pressure's off, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going with Justin Thomas here. He figured out his putter in 2025. That was the issue in 2024. We all saw him win. That was Easter Sunday, I believe, when he won in the playoff. He's playing good golf, and he loves this tournament. He's won it twice, and this is a guy who Xander might be leading that tier, but we know one thing about Justin Thomas when it comes to these tournaments. One of these days, he's firing 61, brother. Yeah,
he's going to go low. I am a little miffed that I don't have Justin Thomas, because I'm a big fan of JT. But I'm going to play him in this next one, and this is our placement market here, Tyson. And so you kind of notice that we both didn't have Scotty or Rory. Now we attacked it without both those guys, because I do think they're going to have good tournaments here.
Yeah,
Scotty probably can win. I just can't play it at plus 400. Maybe if that's the only bet you're going to take, sure. But I will put some equity here on Scotty top 5 at minus 110. And I'm also going to take Rory top 5 at plus 100. So at least I do get some scratch on those guys. If they do well, if they win, at least I'm getting a unit back or something along those lines, however you want to play it here. I'm probably just going to put a unit on that, because I am confident they're going to have good tournaments. I'm going to take a piece of Justin Thomas. I kind of, pushed out a little bit here. It took top 20 minus 125. That is my favorite bet of this tournament, though. I'm with you, Tyson. I think he's going to play really well. His game is on fire. He figured out his putter. That's what you're looking for at this tournament. And Justin Thomas, we know he can hit the ball far. He figured out his irons. And I think he's going to have a big week. So this is my favorite bet, actually, of the entire episode, of the entire tournament, to have Justin Thomas get into the top 20 at minus 125. Now I'm going to take a couple shots here the rest of the way with Patrick Cantlay, top 20 at plus 130. Tyson, does this tournament pay out? Okay, Cantlay might get his paycheck. So give me that, especially if we can get that at plus 130. Then Vic Hovland, top 20, plus 175. It's just strange to me that we're at another major golf tournament and Viktor Hovland is not a popular name. Now, I think, when you have Rory playing this well, when you have Scotty looking dominant like he did a couple of weeks ago, the auction does get sucked out of the room a little bit. But this is a guy in Viktor Hovland who won the freaking Tour Championship, a year ago? A guy looked on fire, just hasn't quite gotten the major championship yet. I think we went through who's the next one. Go check that out if you're curious. Who we think is going to be the next major winner. We both have Viktor Hovland on that list, or I had Viktor Hovland. I think you didn't want to jinx him, but you
didn't want to put him on there.
So I think Vic could have a good week. So I'm going to take a shot here, plus 175 for him to finish in the top 20.
Yeah, he's just got to believe in the swing. I'm going with Tyrrell Hatton, top 5, plus 700. This is a guy, he's playing well. He won on the DP Tour in January. He played well at whatever Live Korea, if you want to put stock into that one. But he was T3 at Quail in 2023 at 11 strokes gained from tee to green. This is a guy who can play well in these tournaments, and he knows this course well. And this one makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit, but a plus 1,000 for Pat Reed, top 5. I feel like you got to do it. He loves this tournament. He plays well here every time. I think he's made like 7 cuts in a row. T2 in 2017 at Quail in this tournament, and he's also got 4 top 7s in his last 5 starts. And so, if at plus 1,000, this is a guy who just took a top 5 at the Masters and plays well in major tournaments. We all saw the video of Hideki. Give me Hideki top 20 plus 150. I think that this is a guy, beautiful swing. This is a golf course he can manipulate the ball well enough to find himself in that top 20 range. And then Pat Reed at top 20 plus 225 plus 1,000 was really fun to put the slip, and I'm going to be cheering for that one. But this, I feel like Patrick Reed at top 20 here is great value.
Tyson doesn't cheer for Patrick Reed now. He's forcing himself to do it. So I think it's a winner. It's a win-win for him, right? So
Pat Reed, almost all live on this card. Also, like the PGA Tour, whoever wins, like Billy Ho's not in the field. We're playing in Bermuda. Like, it doesn't count. This is the Taylor Gooch asterisk next to the name. The best player in the world's not here. That's what this tournament is with no Billy Horschel.
I'm excited for this one. Now, I'm not going to be as glued to this as the Masters, I don't think, Tyson, but the coverage I do think is going to be better from the fact that the Masters always has the weird thing, right, where you have to go to masters.com to watch the early round. At least in this one, we're going to basically get 24/7 coverage.
Yeah, and the PGA, in the past hasn't been afraid to show shots from the guys in second place, so that's a win.
All right, Tyson, let's get out of here. Where can they find the rest of the stuff that we got going on from a gambling perspective?
It'll be in the Discord app. Group name, as I said what I said. Brad is on fire in there in multiple different channels. We have the NBA playoffs going on. I shouldn't have brought that up after saying Brad is on fire. But there's a ton of different stuff. Like whatever you can think of, we're playing. UFC 317 just got announced today. We got Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Going to headline International Fight Week there. So tons of different stuff. Horse races. Like if you want to get in there and let us know what you got going on at the Preakness, whatever you can play, we're playing. So join it. It's free.
First time in like a decade I didn't watch, maybe even longer than that. I didn't watch Kentucky Derby because I was out in the golf course, Tyson. I'm adjusting to this Arizona lifestyle out here. And I will say this, I would have had a lot of money on journalism, and to watch him crumble like that, I don't think I would have survived. So we're gonna ride journalism with the Preakness, though. He is winning that one, folks. Put your money down on journalism. He is not going to lose the Preakness Stakes. Get that
Not financial advice.
Like, subscribe, and share the show. Let me know if I'm an idiot on any of these picks. If journalism sucks, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, smash that like button. Let us know in the comments what you're playing. What's your favorite bet? I love JT. I might have to add a little outright action on him. Tyson's confident. I like him to finish top 20. So that's why you got to get in our Discord, like Tyson said, if we add more things. But in the meantime, stay subscribed so you don't miss a single thing we got going on. We're not just golf. We just did basketball stuff. We got football in the summer. Like, we cover it all for you here. I'm hoping to get Tyson a little bit more baseball things, because I do think there's some fun stuff going on in the National League, and his Mets are good this year. So I think
so I'm a little bit more invested than normal.
So we'll have a ton of stuff coming for you if you're an all-around sports guy like we are. So or girl, if you're all-around sports girl. So long-winded way of saying stay subscribed so don't miss the thing we do over the summer. We got you covered in every which way. Not sure if we probably got some basketball stuff coming, especially with some previews for Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Yeah,
final.
we'll close out the teams that lose, do a little exit interview, that kind of stuff. The NBA schedule doesn't set up super well for us to be able to, preview stuff. And then the conference finals start on the 20th, but they can be moved to the 18th and 19th. And just pick one, Adam. Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, we'll have you covered on that front. So we'll talk to you when we talk to you. Until then, guys, peace.